This house behind me here is Trenchard's Farm. It's the temporary home of an American professor, David Sumner, and his wife, Amy. They've come over to Britain and come to Cornwall, where they find themselves faced with the perhaps justifiable hostility that Cornish people always are credited to have towards foreigners. At least that's the story of this. They try to interfere with what the local Cornish regard as their affair. Well, the local Cornish people take the law into their own hands. Hence the title of the book, The Siege of Trenchard's Farm.
Okay, John. Stand by for rehearsal.
The Straw Dogs is based on the highly successful Peckinpah. Earlier today I spoke to him and to Susan George. First, Sam Peckinpah. Almost based. The West Country people are portrayed as being very insular and inward-looking and inbred. Is this how you found?
Well, I've found insular and inbred people all over the world. I certainly wouldn't confine them to the West Country, as you say. I certainly found them in the South, in the West, in Nevada, Arizona. Some of my own family, I think, fit very well in some of the characters here. We're all a bit inbred.
Gordon Williams, who wrote the book upon which this film is based, has complained publicly that the film is nothing like the book. How do you answer, as a director, criticisms like that?
I think Mr. Williams has a penchant for his own work. I don't.
You haven't had exactly the best kind of weather, certainly not today. Would you come back to Cornwall to make another picture?
No, I intend to come back here to live. I leased a house here.
Maybe elsewhere?
Just down the road, about 2.5 miles.
Will you be living here very much? Or?
I hope so. I'd like it here very much.
Well, maybe welcome you to the West Country, Mr. Peckinpah.
Y tus trailers. Visita mi
I even
canal.
like the weather.
Thank you very much.
Despite the fact that I almost died of pneumonia here, I become acclimated now, so you can't get rid of me.
Thank you very much. He's a Hollywood baby over, but even on location in Cornwall, the star still gets a chair with his name on the back. I mean, it's very rough here today. It's misty. It's cold.
Well, as far as it is cold. It's a little warmer for me than I would be if I were in New York now, because they're having the coldest winter they've ever had in a long time. It's about 0 degrees with a lot of snow. So I feel that this is a reprieve for me. But
I've got to break it up because they're waiting for us.
Oh, you're waiting to shoot. Well, I'm sorry. Maybe we can talk to you in a little while. Thank you. Thank you.
I was on it.
That's okay.
Back to Cada.
Wait a minute, I gotta get my glasses.
Okay. On our program, we had a young actress who maintained that in order to get on these days, you just had to take your clothes off in films. Now, you, I think, have a very different view of that.
I don't think it's true. There are stipulations one makes all the time about when and why, if there's a good reason. But I don't think one has to take their clothes off. I think you have to be a good actress. No, I'm not saying you have to be a good actress, because I suppose people have done it without, but I don't think it's got anything to do with taking your clothes off. I will not sign that bit of paper that says I won't do any films where I don't have to take my clothes. I mean, I don't like doing it. I don't like nude scenes. I have only ever done one which was comparatively nude, and that was only a back shot of me, and that was when I was 17. I feel I was much less inhibited then than I am now, and so now it means more to me than it did then. I don't particularly like the idea, but it depends where and when, as I said.
I think this view would come... Artificial mist, and yet you can't see more than about 200 yards for the real thing. Still, I suppose that's show business. At least it's movie making. Men here on this film at the moment. Perhaps the best known of them, there in the centre, Billy Cornelius, who received all those cuts and abrasions on his face a little while ago, demonstrating just how easy it was to get knocked down by a car. Dustin Hoffman again for another couple of moments. Dustin, you really epitomise the young actor of the 1970s. How sort of sensitive are you to this? How obvious does this seem to you?
It seemed only obvious, I guess, after The Graduate, because the part I played was of a young man. since then it seems less obvious to me the more I work and the older I get. Right now I'm almost 34, so I don't feel that I represent the youth.
You had your wife and children over here.
They're still here, yes.
How are they liking it?
Fine, very much so. I just wish that we could put we have a girl that's almost 5 and a baby that's 4 months. It would have been nice to put the
Y tus trailers.
5-year-old in
Visita mi
school, but
canal.
it was a short time.
Into an English school?
Yes, sure.
Would you really like that?
She likes children. You know, just it's best for her if she's with other children.
Dustin, you are a family man. How much of an interruption is it coming out on occasion like this to normal family life?
Well, it's been our biggest problem in marriage, and my family's come with me every film I've done. And unfortunately today, it's not like in the old days where you did everything on the set, in the studio. Today, location is location. You go where the film takes place, and we've been gypsies. We haven't solved that problem at all. That's the...
Hoffman, up the set, please. And Susan, George, urgently. Lights going. Need them. Over.